Your blood is conscious. This is not symbolically, it's actually conscious. Every ancient culture that achieved any level of spiritual sophistication understood this. The Egyptians, the Vedic traditions, indigenous shamanic lineages across the world, they all practiced blood mysteries, sacred knowledge about blood as the carrier of consciousness, of memory, and of life force itself. And then that knowledge was systematically destroyed. Blood rituals were labeled dark magic. Blood mysteries were called primitive superstition. The sacred understanding of blood was reduced to hemoglobin counts and plasma volume. Why? Because when you understand what blood actually is, when you understand that your blood carries memory and can be alchemically transformed, you become liberated. You become sovereign at the level of your life force itself. Today I'm giving you forbidden knowledge, knowledge that was hidden in mystery schools, whispered in grandmother's wisdom, encoded in herbal traditions that survived because they disguised themselves as folk medicine. This is not about treating anemia. This is not about boosting iron levels. This is about blood as the alchemical bridge between consciousness and matter. This is about the herbs that don't just affect your blood chemistry. They transform your blood's frequency. They clear ancestral memory that's stored in your blood and reconnect you to the intelligence that flows through your veins. This is blood alchemy, and it will change everything you think you know about healing. Let me tell you what your blood actually is, beyond what they taught you in biology class. Your blood is approximately 55% plasma, which is 90% water. But this is not ordinary water. This is structured water, organized by the electromagnetic field of your body and carrying dissolved proteins, hormones, nutrients, and information molecules. Water is a carrier of frequency and memory. Your blood plasma is liquid consciousness in its most literal form. The remaining 45% of your blood is cells, red blood cells that carry oxygen, white blood cells that manage immunity, platelets that handle clotting. But here's what's profound. Your red blood cells are the only cells in your body without a nucleus. They've ejected their DNA to make room for hemoglobin, which is the iron-containing protein that binds oxygen. Think about that. Your red blood cells sacrifice their own genetic identity to serve the function of carrying life force throughout your entire body. They're selfless servants of your organism's vitality, and at the center of hemoglobin is iron, an element that comes from dying stars, as it's known, forged in supernovas billions of years ago. You have the stardust in your blood, literally carrying the life force through your body. Iron is magnetic. Iron responds to electromagnetic fields. Iron is why your blood has a slight magnetic signature, and this matters because consciousness itself operates electromagnetically. Your blood, carrying iron, is a conductor of consciousness throughout your physical form. In ancient traditions, iron was considered sacred. Iron weapons were believed to have spiritual power because iron interacts with subtle energy fields. Shamans and mystics knew that iron in the blood was the bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. Now here's where it gets even deeper. Your blood carries memory. Every experience that triggered a stress response, every emotional trauma, every moment your survival was threatened, your blood chemistry changed. Cortisol, adrenaline, inflammatory cytokines flooded your bloodstream, and your blood cells, constantly being replenished, are created in the presence of whatever chemistry your body is generating. If you live in chronic stress, you are literally creating new blood cells in a stress chemistry environment. Those cells carry that signature. Your blood remembers. But it goes back further. Your blood also carries ancestral memory. The iron in your blood came from your mother's blood, which came from her mother's blood, going back generations. You are carrying iron that has been passed down from your maternal line, holding the frequency signature of every challenge they survived. This is not mysticism. This is the physics of memory storage in biological systems. Water holds frequency information. Iron holds magnetic information. Your blood, composed of structured water and iron-containing cells, is a living library of consciousness and memory. And this is why blood herbs are not just medicinal, they are alchemical. They interface with your blood's consciousness and help reprogram the memory. They shift the frequency and restore the original blueprint. Now let me reveal something that will connect everything. Iron deficiency is rarely just a nutritional problem. Okay? It's often a disconnection from your incarnation, from being fully present in physical form. In spiritual traditions, iron represents grounding, embodiment, the connection between spirit and earth. When you are iron deficient, you're literally lacking the element that grounds consciousness into matter. You feel spacey, exhausted, disconnected, unable to fully inhabit your body. This is not just low hemoglobin. This is a spiritual crisis manifesting physically. Women especially experience this because menstruation is a monthly blood offering. It's a release of iron and life force. In ancient cultures, menstrual blood was considered the most powerful substance in existence. It could create life. Menstrual blood was used in rituals, in medicine, in magic, because it carried the concentrated essence of feminine creative power. And then, patriarchal systems forbade this knowledge. Menstrual blood became unclean. The blood mysteries were called evil. Women were told their monthly bleeding was a curse instead of a sacred cycle of death and regeneration. But the truth remains. Menstrual blood carries stem cells. It contains growth factors and healing compounds. Women who practice womb wisdom know that menstrual blood can be offered back to the earth. It can be used in plants as fertilizer or kept as a connection to their own creative power. This isn't superstition. This is biology meeting the sacred. When women are iron deficient, they are often given too much, bleeding too heavily, sacrificing their own life force to others, not replenishing what they release. The physical iron deficiency is mirroring an energetic depletion pattern. For everyone, not just women, iron deficiency often correlates with feeling ungrounded, disconnected from purpose, unable to manifest intention into physical reality. You have ideas, you have visions, dreams, but no energy to bring them into form. That's the iron consciousness connection. You need iron to ground spirit into matter. Now let me introduce you to the plants that work as blood alchemists, herbs that don't just add nutrients, they transform blood consciousness. First is nettle. Nettle is the supreme blood herb. It's one of the richest plant sources of bioavailable iron. But it's so much more than that. Nettle also contains vitamin C, which enhances iron absorption. It contains chlorophyll, which is nearly identical in structure to hemoglobin, plant blood to human blood. It contains minerals and compounds that support kidney function and blood purification. But energetically, nettle is about reclaiming your vitality after it's been taken. Nettle has stinging hairs. It has boundaries. It protects itself. When you consume nettle, you're taking in that fierce boundary medicine along with the iron. Nettle is saying your blood is yours. Your life force is yours. Take it back. Nettle doesn't just treat anemia. It restores the frequency of vitality in your blood. It helps your blood remember its power. It helps your blood remember its purpose and its sacred function. Drink nettle tea daily for months and you are literally rebuilding your blood with plant intelligence that's woven into every new cell. Next herb is red raspberry leaf. This is womb wisdom in plant form. Red raspberry leaf is astringent. It tones blood vessels, strengthens uterine tissue, and supports blood vessel integrity throughout the body. It's rich in iron, calcium, magnesium, and other compounds that regulate menstrual cycles and ease childbirth. But red raspberry leaf is also teaching your blood vessels how to hold appropriate boundaries, when to contract, when to release, how to maintain tone without rigidity. Blood vessels are not just tubes. They are responsive tissue that regulates blood flow based on need. Red raspberry leaf helps restore that intelligence. For women, red raspberry leaf is reclaiming the power of the womb as a blood altar, the place where blood builds life or releases in sacred cycle. For everyone, it's about vascular integrity and blood vessel intelligence. Next herb is yellow dock. Yellow dock is the liver blood connection herb. Your liver stores iron, releases iron into bloodstream when needed, and filters your blood continuously. Yellow dock stimulates bile production, which is how your body eliminates excess iron and fat-soluble toxins. It also supports the liver's role in blood purification. But yellow dock also contains compounds that chelate heavy metals and help your body release toxic metals that have accumulated in your blood and tissues. This is karmic toxin release, clearing what your ancestors were exposed to, what you've accumulated, and what doesn't belong in your bloodstream. Yellow dock is bitter, and that bitterness stimulates every aspect of digestion and detoxification. It's waking up your body's ability to discern what belongs and what needs to leave. It's blood purification at the consciousness level. Next herb is hawthorn. Hawthorn is heart blood medicine. Your heart doesn't just pump blood. Your heart generates the electromagnetic field that organizes your blood's movement. Hawthorn strengthens heart muscle, regulates blood pressure, improves circulation, and supports the cardiovascular system. But more importantly, hawthorn regulates blood pressure through creating coherence between your heart and your blood. High blood pressure often means your blood is moving with a force because there's resistance, whether it's emotional resistance, arterial rigidity, chronic stress keeping you in fight or flight. Hawthorn helps your heart and blood vessels remember how to work together in harmony. Hawthorn is also emotional heart medicine. It's for hearts that have been broken, betrayed, or closed off. When your emotional heart heals, your physical blood pressure often normalizes. That's the heart blood coherence and that hawthorn facilitates. Next herb, burdock root. Burdock is deep blood cleansing. It supports liver detoxification, kidney elimination, lymphatic drainage, and skin clearance, all the pathways through which your blood purifies itself. Burdock is an alterative, which means it gradually restores healthy function by clearing accumulated waste. But burdock works at the ancestral level. It helps clear the toxic burden that has been passed down through generations, the heavy metals your grandparents were exposed to, the environmental toxins that you have accumulated in your family line, the karmic residue of ancestral trauma stored in your blood. When you work with burdock long term, you are purifying your bloodline, not just your blood. You're releasing what was never meant to be permanent, what was survival adaptation that no longer serves. Here's how you practice blood alchemy, how to consciously work with your blood's intelligence to transform your health at the deepest level. First, build blood with nettle daily. Drink nettle infusion every day for at least 3 months. Use 1 ounce of dried nettle leaf in a quart jar. Pour boiling water over it, cover, and steep overnight. Strain in the morning and drink throughout the day. This is not tea, this is blood-building medicine. You are literally consuming the building blocks of new blood cells infused with plant consciousness. Second, you want to support blood vessel integrity with red raspberry leaf. If you menstruate, drink red raspberry leaf tea daily. If you don't, it's still beneficial for vascular health. Steep 1 to 2 teaspoons in hot water for 15 minutes, 2 to 3 times daily. You're teaching your blood vessels how to hold boundaries while remaining flexible. Third, activate liver blood connection with yellow dock. Take yellow dock as a tincture or decoction. Start small. This is a powerful blood moving and liver stimulant. You might experience detox symptoms as your blood begins releasing what it's been holding. This is the purification process. Support it with adequate water, rest, and patience. Fourth, create heart-blood coherence with hawthorn. Take hawthorn as tea, tincture, or extract daily. While you consume it, place your hand on your heart and practice heart-centered breathing. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. You're consciously creating coherence between your heart's electromagnetic field and your blood's movement. Fifth, clear ancestral blood patterns with burdock. Work with burdock root for extended periods, maybe about 6 months to a year. This is deep work. As you consume burdock, consciously acknowledge that you are clearing not just your own toxic burden, but the accumulated burden of your bloodline. You are freeing your blood to express its original blueprint. 6. Honor your blood as sacred. If you menstruate, stop using the word curse or treating your blood as waste. Your menstrual blood is life force. Offer it back to the earth, to your plants, or simply acknowledge it as sacred release. Change your relationship with your blood, and your blood's function changes. For everyone, understand that your blood is being completely renewed approximately every 120 days. Every 4 months, you have the opportunity to create entirely new blood in a new consciousness. The herbs, your thoughts, your emotional state, your stress level, all of this is informing what kind of blood you create. You are not a victim of your blood type, your iron levels, your blood pressure. You are the alchemist of your own blood. Every choice you make is programming the blood that will carry consciousness through your body for the next 4 months. Your blood is not a mechanics problem to be fixed with pills. Your blood is an alchemical substance, a bridge between consciousness and matter, a living record of every ancestor who survived long enough to pass their life force to you. The herbs I've shared, nettle, red raspberry leaf, yellow dock, hawthorn, burdock. These are not nutritional supplements. These are blood alchemists. They work with your blood's intelligence to clear memory, shift frequency, and restore the sacred function of blood as liquid consciousness. This knowledge was hidden because it makes you sovereign. When you understand your blood is conscious and can be transformed, you stop being a patient and become an alchemist. You stop waiting for external intervention and start practicing internal transformation. You have stardust iron in your blood. You have ancestral memory in your cells. You have the power to alchemize your own life force. The blood mysteries were never lost. They were just waiting for you to remember. If this truth is running through your veins right now, if your blood just recognized itself, drop that comment below. Tell me what blood wisdom just awakened in you. This is ancient remembering. This is blood lineage activation. You are the here to survivors. Your blood knows what to remember. Let it remember.